Hi everyone. I'm not actually sure if you can hear me above all the bagpipes and screaming children, but if you can tell from the title, I'm in Edinburgh for the day. Had a couple errands to run, so I got the train this morning 9:15 from Glasgow, so I got to Edinburgh around 10, sometimes just past 10 I think. I'm now sat in Prince Street Gardens. If you're not familiar with Edinburgh, that's like centre of Edinburgh. Seeing as it's December, the Christmas market is on, so I've just been exploring the Christmas market. I'll be honest, I do get a bit anxious going around there because it's absolutely packed with people, which is not surprising seeing it as it is a Saturday, but this is probably the only day I'm going to be able to go into Edinburgh before Christmas. So I figured, I'll do it. Why not? And I did get myself a cheeky little chimney cake, which is from Hungary, I believe. One of the delicacies from Hungary. So I got a cinnamon one. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, I'm enjoying it, I should probably say. I have a couple of Christmas presents that I need to buy. But I hope you guys are enjoying the vlog and the Christmassy feeling of it, hopefully. I'll be honest, I'm not in a Christmassy mood yet. They weren't playing really loud Christmas music in the Christmas market, so that was a bit disappointing. But hopefully I'll get in the Christmas mood soon. I might listen to some Christmas music whilst I'm wandering around the streets of Edinburgh to get in the mood. But yeah, I'm probably just going to sit here for another while, finish my lovely chimney cake, and I also get a hot drink somewhere because it's absolutely freezing. It's like 2 degrees in Edinburgh at the moment, I think. I should probably double check that so that I'm not lying to you. Okay, it's 5 degrees, but still not great, but at least it's not raining. I actually haven't been to Edinburgh in about a month, maybe? When was I last in Edinburgh? I think I was in Edinburgh a couple of weeks ago, but it's nice to be back. And yeah, I've got a book with me as well, so I might sit and read somewhere as well if I feel like it before I get the train back. I'm going to try to get the train back to Glasgow not too late because I feel like it's just going to be really hectic. And I do have a couple of shops I need to pop into in Glasgow as well. And it's going to get dark around like 3, realistically. And I don't really want to be walking around in the cold dark at 3 o'clock. But we shall see what I get up to. It's currently December 6th and this vlog has not gone as I expected it to or as I planned to, but we're going with it anyway. As you guys saw, I was in Edinburgh on Saturday because I had a couple errands to run, so I just enjoyed my time trying to get in the festive mood, which I'll be honest, haven't really gotten there yet. And as someone who loves Christmas, that's quite sad for me. So I think this week is the perfect week to get into the holiday spirit for myself, because on Saturday I'm having Christmas dinner with Hannah, my flatmate, and her family before I go home, because I'm going home next week to my own family, which I'm very excited about. But before then, I'm getting to have a proper Scottish Christmas dinner, which I'm so excited about. Before Hannah and I found this flat, I was staying with Hannah and her family from, I'd say, mid-September until we moved into this flat. which was late October, so I stayed with them for like a month and a half, which was so lovely of them, and I had a great time. So I figured I would give them like a cute little Christmassy thing, and I did some baking whilst at their house, and they really seemed to enjoy my baking. I figured I'd put together a little Christmas box for them. So I'm doing some Christmas baking today. I'm missing one spice that I need for one of my bakes, so I might just do 2 of them today because I need to be in to wait for a parcel being delivered. But I'll do those 2 today. So they're all Norwegian Christmas bakes because I thought that would be quite fun, because I mentioned to Hans family how in Norway you normally have like the 7 types of Christmas biscuits or Christmas bakes. It's normally a lot more than 7, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna make 7 different things, but I'm making 4 different things. I'm making kokosmakaroni. Directly translated, it's coconut macaron. It's not similar to a macaron at all, but it's just coconut shavings, is that what it's called? Coconut shavings, sugar, and some other small ingredients. And then I'm making peppernutter, which directly translated is pepper nuts. And then I'm making havreflarn, which are made out of oats. They're like thin oat biscuits. Actually, they're very thin, so I'm not even sure you can classify it as a biscuit, but I suppose they do go under that umbrella term. And then on Friday, because Hannah's off, we are making lussekatter, which is common to make for Lucia, Santa Lucia, which is on the 13th of December. They're basically like soft buns with saffron in it, so they're yellow. Yeah, that's all the Christmas baking I'll be doing. I'm probably gonna make a lot so that Hannah and I will have some in the flat as well. And then I also got them this little book called The Little Book of Scandi Living, which I thought was quite funny. I actually got this book at home. It's like a funny take on typical Scandinavian things. A lot of this is like stereotypical things, but it's also like quite legit. Like, I haven't read the whole thing, but for the most part it is correct. I found like one tiny mistake that's like not right, so I thought that would be the perfect book to go with the baking. Other than that, on the agenda, I've literally had to write a list of the books I need to bring home with me, because my bookshelf is getting a bit out of hand here, and I know that eventually I will have to bring all of my books home. Speaking of reading, I figured I will give you a reading update, because I've been in a bit of a weird reading mood lately. If you guys watched my latest Glasgow Diaries vlog number 2, you'd seen that I was reading Daisy Hates, which is the 2nd book in the Magnolia Parks series. I'll be honest, when I was watching that video back and editing it, I was talking so much absolute BS about Magnolia Parks. I apologise if I offended anyone, that was not my intention. I just don't really like the character, and I saw this post by the author online and I was like, oh my god, it's coming at me. And she was like, people that hate Magnolia Parks just don't understand her character, or they're like jealous of her. And I was like, you know what, maybe I am, but I don't care. As for Daisy Hates, I actually stopped reading this book. I'm on page 328 out of 424, so I've literally got 100 pages left. Definitely doable. I do kind of want to finish this book before the end of the year so that I can take off as another book I've read this year. It was just getting a bit too much for me. Also, one thing I will say about Daisy Hates is that the author has added footnotes. If you read Babel, there's footnotes in Babel. In Babel, however you want to say it, the footnotes actually work in that book because they add to the story, and I actually said this in the Babel reading vlog that I did that probably will never see the light of day, may it rest in peace, but I said it in that video, and the footnotes kind of work as an extra character just to get to see a bit more beyond the page. But with this one, the footnotes are a bit unnecessary in my opinion. They're like added information that literally so easily could have been just added to the page. I understand that it's like kind of like an extra thing, especially when you're with Daisy in her chapters. it's almost like the characters speaking back to themselves with the footnotes, and I suppose if you find that entertaining, then that's great, but I just don't. It's like extra work for me. It's just like when I'm reading a line and then at the end of the sentence there's a footnote, I need to go down to the page to see what it is, and then I'm like, this is so unnecessary, go back and continue reading. So it got a bit like exhausting to read, I'll be honest. So that's why I kind of put it down. Also, things never get resolved in this book. And also know that the author's writing a second Daisy Hates book. So I know things aren't going to get resolved at the end of this book. So that's kind of why I'm just a bit meh on it. But because I put this book down, I started another book. I've started Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. She's written Yolk and Emergency Contact, which were both great books. Yolk is one of my all-time favorite books. I actually started this book earlier this year. I think I might have started this when I had COVID in March, but because it was a bit all over the place, I just couldn't get into the book. I'm kind of struggling with the same thing, but I have gotten 100 pages in and I'm enjoying it a lot more now. But because I was struggling with this for a bit earlier this week, I then started If We Were Villains, that's a mouthful, by M.L. Rio. Honestly, if you're on Instagram or anywhere in the book community, you would have seen this book before. It's meant to be a dark academia masterpiece, I've heard. And I started this book and I'm quite intrigued so far. I only got like 20 pages in and then I went to bed. And then I realised I shouldn't start a new book before I finish this one. So I've now put this book down again to try to finish this book. My reading has been a bit messy because I'm out and about a little bit, you know. I also read on my Kindle. So I actually also started Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. So I'm like reading two books at the same time. But my main focus is Permanent Record as well as the Lovelight Farms, because I've seen that it's quite a holiday romance book, so maybe that book will get me into the holiday spirit and then this book can just continue to entertain me. I'm gonna get on to Christmas baking, I think, and listen to some Christmas music and try to get into the holiday spirit along with everyone else that celebrate the holidays. And welcome to Christmas Baking with Amanda. On today's agenda, we're making the coconut macaron. Oh, no. There we go, that's what we're making today. Well, that's first on the agenda. Says it will take 40 minutes. Do we believe that? Don't know. We're good to go. So, let's get baking. Got an update on the coconut macaroons. I've since in English realised that they're actually called macaroons in English, not to be confused with the French macaron, because they're clearly different things. I think I might have made them a bit too big because my first batch was 6 and I've just put in another 6. I might get another like 12 out of what I've got. But I was meant to get 35, so I think I might have just made them a lot bigger. An experiment. This is the first time I made them anyway, so I wasn't expecting them to turn out like perfect, but we'll see. Because we're doing a Christmassy vlog, you're just seeing bits and pieces from the past week. It's currently Friday, 9th of December. As I said, we're doing Christmas at Hannah's tomorrow, like Christmas dinner. And I'm doing my final baking. Well, I'm making dessert tomorrow morning, but I'm doing my final baking. I'm just finished making the dough for lussekatter, which are essentially buns with saffron in it, which is why the dough is yellow. I've used dry yeast, and I'm not a big fan of dry yeast normally, but like it looks so good. I'm quite happy with this. Obviously you need to actually make the buns, but I'm going to do that now. But so far, so good. I'm done with my Christmas baking. My lovely buns turn out quite great, in my opinion. Some of them are a bit too big, but overall turn out quite well. I wanted to show you guys how I'd like packaged everything, because I'm quite happy with it for my friend's family, whose Christmas dinner we're going to tomorrow. So as you guys might have seen, I did 2 different bakes the other day. So I made kokosmacaroni, like coconut macarons. I'm not actually sure if I showed you the finished product. I had to put this in a Tupperware box because I only got 2 Christmas tins, or like biscuit tins, to put cakes in, because I couldn't find one that was like big enough. But so I had to put this, obviously we'll get this box back, and then I've got the oat biscuits that I put in this one, and I've attached like small labels with the names. And then we've got the pepper nuts that they're called in this one. And then because the buns have to be in a bag so that they don't like go hard or like stale, I just put them in a Ziploc bag and then put that around and added a little thing to it. But yeah, that's all. I'm quite happy with it.